Hi, sturdy women. Welcome back. I hope you had a good week. I hope you're feeling good in your body. Yes, you can see I'm back home this week. Last week, I was in Atlanta for FDRS, the Fat Disorders Resource Society Conference. You can find them at fatdisorders.org. The videos will be on their YouTube channel, but they are not yet posted. So I promised I would share with you a little bit of what I learned. And there's really just one word that stood out for me. That's inflammation. So much interesting research and things that I learned about inflammation that I'm going to share with you today. But before I do that, I just want to say a big welcome to all of our new subscribers. We're so happy to have you in our community. If you haven't subscribed yet, go ahead and click subscribe below, and then make sure you click the little bell so that each week when I post a new video, you get a notification and you can come here and watch it right away. If today's video or anything else on the channel is helpful to you, please do also like and share so that we can reach more women and give them hope and help with their lipedema. So inflammation, this is a word that just kept coming up, and I kept writing it down in my notebook, underlining it. It just, I don't know, for me it was the word of the weekend. And I think my big takeaway, this kind of puzzle piece that I had never put together with inflammation, is that inflammation can cause swelling. Swelling creates a fluid-rich environment, which fat cells love. That's something that Dr. Herbst, who of course is like our big lipedema researcher doctor, she said that a couple times. Fat cells love a fluid-rich environment, and they're really going to thrive and grow and do all of those things that we don't really want them to do. So when you have inflammation, you create swelling, which creates this fluid-rich environment where the fat cells can really just go nuts. So what do we do to prevent that, right? Like inflammation is just, I feel like it's this word that gets thrown out and we all go like, that's great, that sounds horrible, I don't want that. How do I stop that? So a couple key takeaways that I have, and of course remember I'm not a doctor, this is just my experience, just a lady who went to a conference. For me, there are kind of two big takeaways with inflammation. So inflammation can be caused by things you eat, right? And so this is where people will sometimes say, I tried keto, it didn't work for me, right? Like keto definitely works for some people, other people it doesn't. Well, what keto does is it just like knocks out a ton of the foods that tend to be inflammatory for people. And so if you get lucky and that wipes out all the foods that cause you inflammation, boom, you may have great success right away. But if you have other foods like I did that are still okay on keto, like dairy, eggs, nuts, but are inflammatory for you, keto might not work as well for you because you have to get those pieces out too. So inflammation can be caused by food sensitivities, food allergies, things that your body, when those things come in, it goes, ah, and it triggers that inflammatory kind of heightened response that's just really bad for everybody, but extra bad for those of us with lymphatic conditions. So really drilling down and figuring out which foods cause problems for you. And of course there are lists and all sorts of things where you can see foods that cause inflammation, and for a lot of people those might be the case, but then you're gonna have to find the puzzle pieces that match yours, right? So one thing that was helpful for me, you may have seen in another video, I talk about this and you can see it on my blog. I took a food sensitivity test, just one of the ones that you get over the counter. I'll put a link for it below in the description. Just a blood test, mailed it in. And that's how I saw that I was really off the chart for dairy, off the chart for eggs. There are more. I just did a really basic one. You can go to an allergist and have something like this done. There are more detailed tests you can do. Some people have sensitivities to spices like turmeric. I love turmeric, but some people have sensitivities to it. Those things, if you start cleaning that stuff up, you're going to reduce the amount of inflammation in your body, reduce the swelling, calm down the fat, calm down your system. So really, a big thing you can do is figure out those foods that cause inflammation for you. And like I said, keto might swipe out a lot of it, right? Your sugars can be very inflammatory. Your seed oils, your flours and processed foods and all of those sorts of things. So yes, clean that up, but then look at what else is going on. Just do everything you can to help your inflammation. Interestingly, and this is where the keto piece comes in as well, having a high blood sugar can also increase your inflammation. So one thing, those of you who do keto or have done research on keto, one of the benefits that you've probably heard of is your blood sugar over time comes way down. Mine, like when it's in the 80s or 90s, I go, ooh, it's getting high, right? That's a great blood sugar on, you know, the scale of normal people. But it's really interesting that having a high blood sugar also increases inflammation. So if you're doing a ketogenic diet, a low carb diet, that's another thing that's automatically, it's going to bring your blood sugar down, bring that piece of the inflammation down as well. Super interesting. The next piece of inflammation that I think is the most tricky for all of us is stress. Stress increases inflammation. And so I've talked to so many women over the last couple years who are stressed about having lipedema, stressed about it getting worse, stressed about having to do their self-care. It's such a complicated dance because being stressed about taking care of your health can actually make your health worse. So anything you can do to reduce your stress is also going to help bring your inflammation down. So if you look at my video on mental health, I talk about things that I do. Exercise and movement, 100%, moves the lymph, reduces stress. That's going to be helpful. Music, anything to like rewire, make your brain kind of more used to those positive thoughts. Meditation. Check out that video, check out my blog. I've got a list of things that I like to do there. But real talk, my stress level's been high lately too. I've been traveling, I have this new job, working lots of extra hours. I get it, it's hard. But let me tell you, I'm also swollen and I don't feel great. So I'm making this video for you, and then I'm making myself go to bed early and relax and clean up my stress and my inflammation. So I'm gonna put some links for you below, put some things on sturdywoman.com. I'd also love to hear from you in the comments. What have you found triggers inflammation or stress or makes your lipedema kind of flare up and feel worse? What do you feel better when you clean it up and get it out of there? Let us know. Drop it in the comments. I hope you have a good week. I'll see you next time. Bye.